be able to throw punches without getting sore shoulders and feeling like they're falling apart, to be able to have that muscular endurance to carry you through a fight gracefully without feeling like your shoulders are dropping, risking your hands going down and someone knocking you out. Today we're doing a conditioning drill that is going to work our muscular endurance, which is a large part of strength and conditioning. Now keep in mind that the same principles of progressive overload do apply to this. So I'm starting out with 2 kgs. I start out at 0.5 kgs. You can work your way up. You start with some smaller dumbbells like these, and then you can eventually work your way up to a heavier weight.
All right, first off, we've got a nice little jab cross combination going. We're keeping our elbows tucked into our sides, so we're not overly exposed. We're keeping our punches short and tight, not overextending the elbows. We've also got some nice traction in our knees, pushing off the ground with every punch. Keep in mind that you want to do each one of these stations for 30 seconds at a time. Next up, we've got external rotations. These focus more on the rotator cuff, and they're more of an injury prevention drill. The muscles of the rotator cuff, when they are developed properly and are able to move freely in their range of motion, help prevent shoulder dislocations, which do seem to happen quite a lot with amateur fighters. That's what I've seen happen from my observation. Next up, we've got hooks with the added resistance. One thing I tell you guys to be aware of is do not throw these haphazardly. Make sure that your hooks are short and tight. They are controlled hooks. Reason being is you're going to internally rotate your shoulder. Your shoulder isn't really meant to internally rotate. Next up, we have got isometric holds. Just working on that muscular endurance, keeping our hands and our arms as still as possible with that added resistance. Next up, we've got uppercuts. Spreading the legs a little bit farther, getting a bit more squared off, and really pushing into the ground and not punching with our heads, not moving forward with our heads. No, we're using our whole body to allow our arm to leave our body in the most graceful way possible and land on some guy's chin. Next up, we've got the iron cross. With this specific drill, we're working on our hand-to-eye coordination, really working on those minute little movements that make all the difference in a hand-to-hand combat situation. So if you would need to parry a punch, or if you would need to jab right on a chin right when you had the open opportunity to do so, this drill does work to address that specific part of training. Not completely, but it is part of the puzzle, part of the bigger puzzle. To finish up, we're just going to have our hands right up there guarding our chin, and we're just going to do some small bobbing and somewhat weaving drills. We're just moving slightly away. We're bobbing while moving slightly away. I wouldn't call this a weave, I'd just call it a bob in a specific direction.
So there you have it, guys. You can increase your muscular endurance. You've got more mitochondria available to you when you constantly increase the intensity and the duration of this specific drill. That's going to help you last longer during your fights. You're going to be able to keep your hands up, be able to throw harder punches, faster punches, because you have that constant supply of ATP. Peace out.